Now, though, the city of Zaporizhzhia in southeastern Ukraine has been targeted by a series of Russian missile strikes overnight. The regional governor there says 7 buildings have been destroyed and 35 damaged, and there is an as yet unknown number of wounded. Ukraine's state hydropower company said on Friday a Russian strike hit Ukraine's largest dam in Zaporizhzhia, but that there was no risk of a breach. Well, the region along the northeastern border of Ukraine with Russia has seen intense bombardments in recent days. Entire villages are being evacuated, with hundreds of frail and elderly people being moved to safety. It's all happening in the same week that Vladimir Putin secured another term in the Kremlin, promising to continue the full-scale war that he launched 2 years ago. Our Eastern Europe correspondent Sarah Rainsford reports from Sumy near the Russian border on what that means for Ukraine.
Nina has just lost everything she owns. They all have. Ukrainian pensioners who've been forced to flee Russian bombardment and abandon their homes. Nina's pain is felt by everyone here. Villagers were evacuated under fire by police, urging them on to safety. Some had to be carried across bridges already bombed. This is Sumy region, on the border with Russia. The police video shows whole streets there, destroyed in airstrikes. So the first thing I hear at this temporary shelter is a plea for help for Ukraine's soldiers. Then anger at the man who launched this war and just secured himself another 6 years in the Kremlin.
Putin is our enemy. What did he come here for? We never touched him. But so many people have been killed, so many tortured, so many have lost their arms and their legs. And what for?
Most who arrive think they'll go home one day, confused as well as scared.
This is the latest evacuation of people from villages that are under fire, close to the Russian border, being brought here for safety. More Ukrainians who've had their lives turned upside down by this war.
Baby Katya's life began under fire. She's just a month old. Her mother tells me her heart is aching to be home again, that it hurts. She just wants all this to end. It's not only the fighting that families are fleeing. They're escaping occupation too, by Russia. A life under Vladimir Putin's rule. Zoya and her husband travelled 3 days to reach Sumy, from a village now full of Russian soldiers. Everyone coming from occupied territory gets a security screening by their own country. Then finally, Zoya can tell her children that they're safe. She tells me she left because life under Russian control scared her, and it crushed her spirit.
As we were driving here, I started to cry. I breathed in the fresh Ukrainian air. Yes, we are Ukrainians. We want our country to flourish, for our children and grandchildren to live in peace. I'm sorry.
It's very hard, Zoya tells me, because she knows she's safer now, but Ukraine is no closer to peace. Sarah Rainsford, BBC News, Sumy.